Recording in progress.
Welcome to the Bravo Rundown, where we discuss everything that is trending in Bravo. I am Genevieve Melzer, also the real Melz of Bravo, with my fabulous co-host Sonia Weber, Bravo, Bravo, Books and Bravo, and just booking around. And we have some breaking news to start the pod with today. There are pictures of Kyle and Amanda after the In the City reunion.
Smiling.
Yes, laughing.
Amanda is laughing. She's in some kind of chambray tunic, half tunic, cropped tunic. And then someone online said it was West boxer shorts. It's very short, knitted, brown. Again, they're brown stripes on brand.
Yes.
She did not have the bun with the tail. Her hair was down. So good to know for the reunion. We're not going to see that bun because I feel like Amanda plays with the paparazzi. She plays with us a lot.
She really does. And Kyle looks like $1,000,000 too. And he's laughing and smiling. And for the record, it looks like somebody was really surprised to see them together. So that's why they're laughing so much. But why are they so happy after that reunion?
It's odd because in the pictures you can kind of see Gavin. I'm going to pull it up while we're talking. You can kind of see Gavin behind them from In the City. He's the short king.
Yeah.
He
totally
doesn't have a big smile on like those two. And it looks like they're walking out of a door. There's a woman in a green hat. She opens the door for them. And then she sees them and then she's like, oh, it's them. And she's got a big gasp. And right when she gasps with that wide mouth, they just start laughing. I do wonder if the laugh and all the emotion on Amanda's face is to be like, I didn't take anything. I'm not allegedly on any Xanax beta blockers, whatever you want to claim. Look at all my energy and excitement that I had for today's reunion.
Yeah, this Amanda from these pictures is 1000% different than the Amanda that we just saw on the reunion part 3.
Oh, yeah, big time. I'm looking down to look at those pictures.
I know.
That's why I feel like she plays with the paparazzi. Is that the right way to say it? She's playing us. I get annoyed when I see things like this, like the photos of Amanda with Katie, and she had that bun, just happy as could be out in the streets, or the photos in Italy. The rumors are, or people claim, conspiracy theories, that she is friends with Dumas. Yes. She sets up where she's going to be so they can take the pictures because she can post them. Because it's only Dumas that has them every time. And they always make her look pretty good.
Yes. And if you notice, because I've been tracking them, because I'll make a video about every Dumas post about them, because people are interested. And it's always like, Wes and Amanda are doing great. They're stronger than ever. And so it has this like positive spin to it. Even if it's like, I spotted Wes at a bar last night, but it's like, they're doing wonderful. Because there was one that was just posted about them where they're stronger than ever. They're in love. And I'm like, okay, well, why couldn't they say they were in love at the reunion?
Exactly. Wait, did Dumas post the ones with West and that other girl last night?
Yes.
Okay, tell us about that. You did a TikTok on that.
There was, he was spotted at a bar with another woman who is also wearing the like kind of West coated outfit, which is like the big sweatshirt baggy. Like it didn't look like they were on a date, right? But it is a female, just for, for everyone to know. And I guess he was spotted at a bar with this woman, and there was another guy there too, I think, or there was pictures with another guy. And apparently it said Wes was upset when he got spotted. Like he had a hissy fit. And it's like, but why? Aren't you loving this? Like completely. And then it showed another video was like them leaving, him and the girl, the bar or whatever. Who knows if they were going, who knows if that's a friend of his? We don't know. But he was spotted.
Okay, so I'm going to go into my hot take from this because it kind of goes off of this. So I'm watching I'm watching The Valley, and we're watching Michelle this season. So last season, she was going through the divorce with Jesse, and then she was dating Aaron, the B guy, the honey guy with the eyes. She moves in with him. She moves Isabella, the daughter, in with him. And then we find out at the reunion that they broke up. This season last season, let me go on to say that Michelle on The Valley was very like detached. We didn't really get to know her. She was in her happy bubble with Aaron. You couldn't really tell that she was upset with being divorced from Jesse. Meanwhile, Jesse's falling apart. Now let's look at Amanda and Kyle. Kyle is trying his hardest, still showing love for Amanda. Amanda's in her happy bubble, right? Like loving life, happy with things with West. I think the Michelle we're seeing this season on the Valley is the Amanda we're going to see next year
Oh.
on In the City. She's going to be done with West. She's not going to get that adoration from Kyle anymore. She is going to be struggling. We're going to see a very sad woman trying to find her identity when she has no man with her.
Ooh, now that is a good hot take because I can totally see, like, okay, so right now, because she's with West, all of that emotion and all of that kind of feelings and everything from breaking up with Kyle is kind of being pushed down, right? Or not coming out because she's now in this next phase with West where she's like happy. So that's not gonna like come out yet, but eventually it will.
It will.
It will have to.
Unless she bounces to another guy.
Which that could happen too, or, also maybe she's just like not that deep or in tune with her body, you know what I mean? Or in tune with her emotions.
Yeah.
My hot take is also about Amanda, and it does spiral kind of into the reunion, so we can get into that, which we'll discuss like what we think she was on, if she was self-medicating. Yeah. But my hot take was kind of just a point. I was just thinking about this. I was thinking about, let's say you're feeling really bad about something and you self-medicate. You might not show all of the emotion that you have about that thing. But I was thinking about this. I was like, if you feel really sad or you're really angry or there's something that you're really passionate about, even if you're self-medicating, you're still going to have that opinion. It's just maybe going to be more diluted or more, right, whatever you're trying not to like let things really be. But I feel like if she felt bad about what she did, that would still show.
I see what you're saying.
Even with the self-medication, right? So I'm like, so at the end of the day, because the drugs or whatever you're taking, it's not going to stop your true, like, what you feel about that, right? It's not changing like, oh, well, I felt bad, but now I don't feel bad. It's like, no, she doesn't feel bad. She's taking something so that she doesn't cry, that she doesn't get too emotional, that whatever. But I don't think she actually cares like they were saying. And I don't think that was just whatever she was on.
No, I agree with you for that. Whatever she was on was so that she couldn't show such a, maybe a defensive, because she gets very defensive when she argues. Extreme. She will scream. And so my guess was that she took that to, you're right, she still feels those emotions of Sierra triggering her like she's told Wes. She definitely still feels that way. But you're right, it's diluting the intense response she would have had like in reaction to Sierra.
Yes. And she's still, that's still her feeling is being she's unapologetic, and she's very defensive, right? And almost upset at Sierra. So those are her true feelings. And we were thinking, oh, she's self-medicating, so she's not showing how she truly feels. She was showing it. It's not what we thought it should be. And it was weird.
So do you think she medicated because she was worried on how she was going to come across to Sierra? Because if you look at with West, he's resentful of Sierra because in the public eye, she's the reason he thinks that he looks bad. Right. So is that what Amanda was thinking? She better be careful on how she responds to Sierra because it's going to make her look worse.
Yeah, and I also, I kind of think that Amanda thought mentally she couldn't take that day without something to help.
Yeah.
Because it is a lot of people coming at you, and Amanda is not really used to people coming at her. Like Lindsay said, Lindsay's been at that reunion with people coming at her. Yeah. Amanda has always had Kyle as a support system. She's always had Paige and Sierra as a support system, especially at reunions. So it was always all those people against Lindsay, and now this was the first time that it was everyone against her.
Yeah. something she had not experienced before. Because if you look back,
No.
even like remember the famous scene when Hannah is screaming at Kyle, they're at the table, and Hannah tells Amanda or Kyle, whatever, you might let him scream at you that way, but he's not gonna scream at me that way. She just like cries, like she just breaks down. Like every time you watch scenes of Kyle and Hannah screaming, she breaks down. Like she's not even involved in it, but she can't speak. She just cries.
Yes. And, that brings up a good point because whenever if you look back, because I know you've been rewatching Summer House, that instance with Kyle and Hannah, that whole thing, Amanda crying, Luke didn't even give Amanda too much pushback. She, that one night where the guys went out and the girls went out and it was like Amanda's bachelorette party or something like that, right?
Yeah.
And Amanda starts crying because Hannah ruins her what she was going to say, and also Luke wouldn't answer a question for her, and she just starts crying.
Oh, yes. Yeah.
So I'm kind of now seeing like, oh wait, if she gets any pushback at all, Danielle calls her, I trust you the least. She starts crying. So she's not really used to, or she can't be strong. I'd be like, what? No, I'm not. She's just like, whoa. So,
and it's also a way to play victim.
Yes.
Right?
Exactly.
She cries and then people feel bad for her and want to come and console her. No one's going to console her. So she starts crying. And it seems like West's podcast, he said that their plan was to go in there separately. So they weren't going in there as a united front. So if she were to cry, who's going to comfort her? So maybe she didn't want West to be comforting her because it didn't want to look like it was the two of them versus everyone.
That's interesting that they wanted to be separate, but at the end, she's still able to say, don't eat that cookie. We're going to cheers.
And they didn't cheers.
They
didn't cheers. Then they cut over to Kyle just chomping on his Thin Mint.
People are eating the cookie. Andy was eating his.
I know.
And that shows you that line right there. That's what she's like in a relationship. And that's what she's like with West, meaning I think she has the pants in that relationship. And she's telling West what's going to happen. This is what we're going to do. This is what we're going to do. Yeah. At the reunion, at least. But that just showed me, I was like, oh, he's got no say in this.
But let's go back to the pictures that came out today.
Yeah.
The Kyle of it all. In the People magazine article, Kyle said his patience is running thin. There's some of Amanda's stuff still in his apartment. She has a boyfriend. She needs to call her boyfriend to come over and get the stuff. So I'm thinking, oh, maybe things are changing. He's going through the stages of grief. Now he's more in anger. Mm-hmm. Oh, but now we're back to being chummy. And we've talked about this before off the podcast. And I was saying how the level of maturity for a man whose wife leaves him. I mean, I don't want to say leaves him, but the one who chose to separate.
Yeah.
And then gets with your best friend or good friend. I think we can acknowledge that West and Kyle are good friends.
Yes.
From what Kyle said about how he, went to him and talked about his relationship to West. How he is not angry at Amanda. I just can't get over that. You had a theory about that.
I can't get over it either. Also, I do think they're closer than I think West likes to put out there that maybe they're like Kyle's not one of his guy friends from his like guy group that he's hanging out with, but they're definitely show friends. I think it was real friendship from Kyle's behalf. Maybe it wasn't West's behalf, right? But right. Yeah, they are friends. And I feel like West doesn't even no, not really. Like in his head, he's like, no, we're not really friends. Because you had something that you had said once is that they probably, West and Amanda, talk crap about Sierra and Kyle together to each other, right? I don't remember what my what I thought about.
So you were saying that Kyle and Lindsay, I had mentioned at the reunion, it's crazy how Lindsay and Kyle are coming for West, right? Claiming that it's all West's fault and Amanda's the innocent victim and West manipulated Amanda. And then you said...
I think it's because of In the City, because of the show. So already we're seeing from this Summer House aftermath, which we'll see next week, is that Lindsay's talking to Amanda. So she's opening the door there and she says, he's got to go. Not, you do look stupid, but then she's like, he's got to go. Meaning... I'm like, wait, Lindsay, you're already really forgiving Amanda. And Lindsay, and like you said, Lindsay was very nice to her at the reunion. Yes, she had things to say, but these people are going to forgive these people because of the show. And yes, it is weird. I do think it is because of the show, because it is strange. Like you said, that Kyle is all of a sudden so mature. We've never seen Kyle mature this whole time on this show, but all of a sudden he's not yelling at Amanda and he is like protecting her at all costs. And it's almost like, does he know something that we don't know?
That's what it feels like, right?
Yes.
Because if it's still just about the show, Jax couldn't do something like that.
No.
I love Ariana, but for Ariana, she's like, I'm going to walk away. Like, I don't need this. I'm not doing it. The only thing I can think of is along with the show, Loverboy is attached to the show. If he's not on this show anymore, he knows Loverboy tanks. And Loverboy is his real world, real life, like this, I assume, is what he felt is taking me into retirement. That's the only thing I can think of, because I just don't see any other person could be so okay with this to the level that he is.
Yes.
And I wouldn't. I'd walk away from the show.
Me too. But the thing is, maybe it is Loverboy, and then maybe it's also that the show is getting the best ratings it's ever gotten. Yeah. You know, Loverboy is doing great. He's booking all these DJ gigs. He's getting all of these commercials and these brand deals and People magazine article, you know. So maybe he's just like, whoa, this is actually really good for our show. Even though you blew up the show, we don't know what's going to happen with the show. It could destroy the show in the long run, but it does seem like there is something that we don't know. It must be Loverboy. That otherwise, it's like those conspiracy theories that they had an arrangement, Kyle knew, because otherwise it's like, how is this guy not upset?
And I read somewhere, was it in the People magazine, that in the divorce, they plan to just walk away. Like, it's not any kind of shared money. So maybe they both have their own bank accounts anyways. Yeah. So it would be just a clean divorce and separate.
Well, that would be best for her, because he has all that debt with Loverboy. She has her own family money. So she's fine. This is going to be like ideal basically for both of them, because he's getting himself out of the hole that he was in. Yeah. And she's fine. She's totally fine to just give you a check for $117,000 like tomorrow. Okay, whatever.
You know what's sad though is a year from now, 2 years from now, where is Amanda? Back to graphic designing?
This is Can
she turn her image around? So say she ends things with West and then she comes clean and comes clean, or just claims that West preyed on her at a weak time in her life. Can she convince the audience and turn it around to get brand deals again? Because at the very least, to be just an influencer, which I know makes more than a reality TV show, but can she sustain life as just an influencer and make the big money?
You know, that's a great question, because I don't think about her often, but I was thinking about Raquel and how she didn't come back to the show. So we don't know what that would have looked like if she did. They wanted her to come back, right? Yeah. Bravo wanted her to come back. Now she's like doing sound baths and like stuff like that. The poor girl, you know, like I think Raquel got a lot more blowback than Amanda or even West. You know what I mean?
She did. She sure did.
Because she was like ridiculed. She's like, I feel like they would never let her come back now. Yeah. But Amanda, I think this would have to happen kind of soonish maybe, or maybe it could happen in the long run if they like maybe a year or something. What Amanda needs to do now is she should check herself into some sort of rehab. I don't know if it's like emotional.
Like a mental health.
Like a mental health rehab situation.
Raquel did. Yes. Like she did some sort of spiritual retreat.
Yes, like kind of like what Raquel did, but I think what she would need to do is like take some ownership somehow, like release some sort of article.
That's the problem,
with Dumois taking ownership and saying like, I realize now that like my mental health, I need to go work on myself because of what I did. Something like that. And then I think if she did something like that and showed real remorse, she could come back in some capacity. But that's
the problem. She won't do that. Maybe she will in the future, but she will not admit that she did anything wrong. She doesn't believe she did anything wrong at all. She keeps going back to, I was separated. I'm not married. She said that so many times that she doesn't think she's done anything wrong. But I also think it's different from Raquel because one, Raquel walked away. She was probably getting paid peanuts on VPR, right? She wasn't there 10 years. And then also, if you look in that, Ariana was kind of like the perfect victim. You know how we like when there's a victim, we want to criticize what they did wrong. Ariana did nothing wrong. We couldn't criticize her, right? So we could really see like she was done wrong. In West Amanda Kyle, like Kyle was a horrible husband. There's no perfect victim in this. Yes. That she did. Some could argue, well, it's what, but Sierra is. Yes. But she still gets pushed back. People still push back and say, oh, he was just a fling. You weren't with him that long. So it's still not the same as what Ariana had.
Yes, totally. And it's just, it is really upsetting that we never got that kind of accountability from her. She thinks that it's rude that you're even asking her to put those feelings aside. And it really showed me at the end of this reunion, one of the questions, it was so good, was like, were you ever friends with Sierra or was it just a show friendship? And Amanda was like, no, that would be insensitive and insane to say it was just a show friendship. And I'm like, but you don't care about Sierra because...
That's a weird way to respond.
Right? It was weird. And I just feel like West is so in his head thinking about how he should respond. He's saying the correct things, but he doesn't have the correct feeling or emotion behind the things that he's saying, so that it still is weird. And you feel like, who? That's why they are all like, that's why Andy's like, look at everyone is emotional around you and you're not. And did you notice how Wes went like, he like looks at Carl like, and Andy's like, yeah, I'm talking to you. And Wes is like, oh, I know. And I'm like, well, then why did you look at Carl? Like, he's talking to you. Wes was so good at, like, saying the things that he thought that people needed to hear, but he didn't have the emotion or the intent behind those things that he was saying. So it was so weird because it would be like if I came on this podcast and I was like, yeah, Amanda and Wes, they're really bad. But, like, I'm not...
There's no emotion.
Yeah, like, it's weird. Like, he is a weirdo.
It's weirdo, or what's he on? And then when Andy asked, like, are you on beta blockers? Like, I felt like you gave him an out.
Yes.
Why'd you name a medication?
Yeah.
Why'd you name something? What do you want? Why not just, what do you want?
Because Wes is on a way more than beta blockers. Okay. We all know that man likes to partake in a lot of stuff. And so also I think he's like, I don't think they're a good influence on each other. Because he's like, oh, here, you want some of this? And she's like, yeah, I want some of this for the reunion. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then they're both drinking heavily, which I don't think that's good for her mental health either.
No. And what is it that she and Sierra are both on?
Oh, Prozac.
They're both on Prozac. So then you're on Prozac, you're prescribed that. What else are you taking that's mixing together? Do you know what you're doing?
Yeah.
And so someone called into Radio Andy and asked Andy, like, why did you only ask West what he was on? And then why didn't you ask Amanda? And he said, well, when in the City reunion films, I'm going to ask her. And based on those photos, she doesn't look like she was on something there.
Well, I know. And then I was thinking, like, well, she's not going to say what she was on. On in this, I mean, he can ask her and she can, but I also was like, why wouldn't she just be on the same thing for In the City? Because they're not going to come at her as hard.
Sierra's not there.
Oh,
I really think that's what it was. Mm-hmm. She's not worried to talk to Kyle, to Lindsay, like everyone else. I think it's Sierra that she was scared to have to talk to and have to be in the same room as.
You're right.
And that's your guilt.
Yeah, well, you should be guilty for that. At least, if anything, you could say that you, like, it was just her tone, too. Like, I was so sick of her voice by the end of this. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's so, like, I don't know. Like, a lot to think about.
If you were really felt guilty for what you would do, you would take the ownership, apologize. But she's not feeling guilty for what she does. Mm-mm. And that's what's making her mad, that she cannot convince Sierra that she did nothing wrong.
And did you notice the text messages that they showed on screen, that it was Amanda and it was like, me again. I know that you process things differently. Like even her text messages to Sierra after Sierra finds out about the statement, or she had told her about the statement, are so weird. Like, I don't like the way we left it. I know you process things differently. I'm like, that's not like, I'm so
that's
sorry.
Rude.
Yes, like...
Don't tell me how I handle myself. That makes me mad when people do that.
Yes.
Don't tell me what I am. That's offensive, and that's not an apology.
Exactly. And so it's like, you need to just drop everything and be like, I messed up. Like, I'm so sorry. Whatever. I don't know. I mean, I don't think she cares.
No. And something else from Radio Andy, someone else asked, why didn't you get into the timeline? Why didn't you get into the timeline? Because nothing was really resolved. And he said, the reason I did was because Wes and Amanda are not changing their story. They're sticking to their story and what it is. Digging into that timeline and everyone having different versions of it wasn't going to do anything. He said, I wanted to dig deeper into the emotions of it all, the betrayal, and let them kind of hash that out. Because we know Andy always goes into reunions wanting to mediate. That's kind of how I feel like it's evolved from those early OC reunions. He'll ask, like, what do you hope to accomplish? What do you hope to accomplish? So I think he sits there really coming in wanting to make everyone friends again, or in a decent place. So I would imagine he came in hoping to see Amanda and West apologize to Sierra and Kyle. Yes. And I think that's what he was digging for the whole time. So by the end, when Lindsay said, I don't think we learned anything here, Andy's like, well, because they don't want to, this is me putting this in Andy's head. Amanda and West don't want to apologize and think they did nothing wrong. So there's nothing to resolve.
Yeah.
Right?
Yes.
Like, that's why we learned nothing, because they don't want to apologize. They think they did nothing wrong.
Which is so weird. And you know what? There was one thing Wes said that I was like, oh, you messed up your timeline, because, well, two things that he said. It was weird that he said if they can get back to how it was when they first started feeling these feelings, that was not the right thing to say. Bad. Because then you're like, that also makes me think, well, then how long ago was that? Because if it wasn't 6 weeks ago, because Andy's like, 6 weeks ago, but then he did say something where he was like, well, like he said 2 to 3 months ago. And I'm like, well, that's a big difference, sir. Yeah. That's a big difference, because if it's 3 months ago, this was filmed in April, right?
Mid-April, like April 25th.
So that takes us back March, Feb, January. That's 3 months. And we know you're fibbing about the whole thing anyway. And we know that she was with you on New Year's Eve. And, you know, like, so it's like, no. So yeah, you want things to go back to how they were last summer, when you were sneaking around, when you were, you know, like, oh my God, I don't know, should we, I don't know, because that's exciting. And now this is not exciting anymore. This is not exciting.
There was a theory, so the whole Brianna Chicken Fry, so supposedly Brianna Chicken Fry told Dave Portnoy at the Super Bowl that they're together. There was a theory that Brianna Chicken Fry was dating some guy named Meatball Man. I don't keep up with Barstool Sports. Soup Man, Meatball Man. And someone found out, someone on Reddit said they know who Meatball Man is. Okay. And that person is good friends with West. So the theory is that is how Brianna found out, is that Meatball Man, you would think West was called a Meatball Man. Meatball Man. West finds out. So that's how she was able to tell Dave Portnoy, and that's how, because it was West's inner circle. How she found out. I believe Brianna, and I'm going to believe Dave Portnoy. I can't believe I'm saying it.
I believe these names. I believe Chicken Fry, and I believe Meatball Man. Justice for Meatball Man.
We got to find out who that is. Then you wonder, who's Meatball Man? Is it that Aiden guy that we would see in West group? They all kind of look alike, similar style. Is Brianna still hanging out with West and Amanda after she made that comment?
I don't think so. I mean,
I would imagine no, right?
Right. Like I also saw a clip of her recently on a podcast where she says, come on, like you guys told me, Wes told me this, and now they're saying the timeline is this. She's like, no, it's not. So I was like, she's doubling down, you know? And so like, okay, it was bad. It was really bad. What did you think about Jesse? Poor little guy. He went through the same thing.
It it's weird. And we talked about this, how I watched it on YouTube Live when it aired. They did not put in the fact that Jesse's ex-girlfriend and one of his friends were getting together that summer. And that's why he was so emotional. It still didn't make sense. It was in the Peacock version where Jesse says, was his friend dating his ex-girlfriend, hooking up? Was it a one-time thing?
I don't know. I know they were lying about it.
That's what it was that made him
mad. Yeah. And so that's a huge nugget of truth there that half the audience isn't going to see.
Oh, yeah. But I still can't go back to it. Goes weird. Jesse making those weird comments under Amanda's posts. Those inappropriate ones.
Do you think that Jesse thought he had a shot with Amanda?
You wonder, right? That makes more sense with the emotions. Or did he feel guilty for doing what he was doing? Just those comments and stuff, because Carl would never do those. Carl, I don't know if it's something about them being older, like they're like Carl and Kyle closer to my age, like you just don't do those type of things, right? And even Carl was like, the way West would touch Amanda, like you don't do that to a married woman. But what about what Jesse was doing last summer with the comments he made in Amanda's post? You don't do that to a married woman either.
No.
So was Jesse feeling some guilt for behaving the way he was?
Yeah, I really wonder. And then also, can we talk about Jesse on Watch What Happens Live and how it seems like he's already forgiving West?
Did it seem that way?
I thought so, because Rachel Lindsay was like, Mandy was like, are you going to forgive him? And Rachel Lindsay was like, yeah, he is. And Jesse was like, well, I don't know. And he was like, well, when's the last time you talked to him? And he was like, oh, well, he texted me then, and then he texted me like yesterday. And I'm like, well, that means you're texting him back.
Yeah.
And this means that like you open the door and that, so in my head I'm like, okay, so Wes got you back, Jesse. He had that conversation with Kyle, which I think Kyle will forgive him because Kyle will do whatever is good for the show.
Yeah, he will.
Right? So Lindsay will end up forgiving. And so the only people that you really have to worry about is like Mia will always have Sierra's back. Yeah. And KJ, I think, will also forgive Wes because I think Wes will apologize, and time heals.
I don't know with KJ though. He's really, really close with Sierra. He's close with Mia. I feel like Mia wouldn't let that happen. Like, what are you doing? Don't betray Sierra by being friends with Wes. Like, we need to be done with him. Like, completely done with him for sure. And I don't know where things go for this summer. I wonder if that's why Jesse is saying that that's why Jesse is leaving the door open with Wes, because if they have to film together, he's got to move on and he's got to figure it out.
I'm wondering where this show goes to this summer, because we've been talking about that all through this whole thing. We're like, okay, who's coming back? At this point, it's only a couple weeks away. They're going to have to start picking up cameras, and I just feel like it's too soon.
Yeah, with 4th of July right around the corner, they either start fresh, but doesn't Kyle say he was planning to, or was that a Bravo and Cocktails comment that Kyle would be going back?
No, they can't.
Kyle's
friend reached out to let us know that he will be on Summer House next season, and it's at a new house that's right down the street from the old house.
I don't know where this goes. And then I do wonder, is Bravo going to put out a statement to say who is coming when they start filming? Because otherwise, what a pain of paparazzi. I can say paparazzi. People with their phone cameras in the Hamptons sneaking. People who are coming to the parties. I know they can't bring their phones, but they'll be all over Reddit sharing. So I feel like the best thing for Bravo to do is just say, hey, here's who's coming back this summer. You'll find out in what capacity and when and all. But just tell us. So that, because I get kind of annoyed with all these little photos here, there, who's that, who's this, and right?
Like I'm annoyed that there's like, oh, this is the rumored cast, and then next week it's like, this is the rumored cast, and then it's this is the rumored cast. I'm like, just let me know when you got the cast, and I'll be into it, or I'll assess it at that time.
Didn't Bravo and Cocktails come out? I'm going to pull it up. Didn't they come out today? I'm going to pull it up and read what they said. It was about a new little font and images that they're doing too. It says, Bravo and Cocktails, you all keep asking. We have not posted that West has been fired from Bravo. We received an email stating that he will not be on Summer House this season. At this time, that information has not been independently verified. The word fired has not been used to us. And as always, we'll share updates. So they did get something saying he's not going to be filming.
Okay. And we know that Summer House, or we've heard, we don't know if it's like 100% true, but we've also heard that Summer House Ozarks, which was like West's like pet project, is like not going to happen.
That's done. Because it was a spinoff, right? And he was supposed to film a couple episodes.
Supposed to be like him and his friends. I don't know how loosely friends are these days.
Meatball Man.
Yeah.
Spaghetti Man.
Like if they're really his friends or they're just the people they cast on the show that you come in and you say, yeah, we're friends.
Yeah.
I'm always a little confused about that.
Didn't look very good for me anyways. Go to like Chicago, Michigan, the Great Lakes area and do like a share house there.
That sounds fun.
That's so pretty. It's so pretty up there. I mean, maybe the Ozarks are. I don't know. But anything with the West affiliated, like, no, thank you.
Like I'm imagining a lot of like camo and bright orange, like trucker hats.
That's exactly what I'm picturing, which is not for me.
Let's discuss some of the hot topics that have been going on that maybe relate to Summer House, but maybe don't. We got an Orange County trailer this week.
Yes.
Vicki is back. We have a newbie. My thoughts on the trailer was it's a little predictable to have the newbie going against an OG. They do it on every franchise, but we have a new cast member who doesn't like Vicki. Vicki doesn't like her. They're going to go at it. I'm like, okay, well... And we need some fun. So it does look like they are going to have some fun.
A lot of fun. I felt like it was very... Like, I think for the 20th season, the trailer looked like the season's going to be what it should be for the 20th season.
Yes.
All the OGs, like... We saw Peggy Tanis. We saw Tammy Knickerbocker. I don't know who else. Was Lizzie in there?
Joe was there.
Gina was there. And it was just hijinks and Vicki. Like, you couldn't have gotten that hijinks without Vicki, right?
Yes,
like the
exactly.
Chaos. Somebody, when they were in their granny outfits, did you notice someone was in Just a Depends?
Oh.
They're walking down the street and I'm like, is that a Depends with the coat on? Like,
was it Tamra?
I couldn't see the face. I was like, I'm not going back I'll just wait till the season airs. Don't want to spoil anything.
It does look like also that the Tres Amigas will make up. It does look like the three of them will be a unit
I don't know
once
if they're
again.
I don't know that they're fully back.
Okay.
I don't sense that. Or they're just being careful to say what's happening. I think they're all three smart enough to know for the show, people want to see us as best friends again.
Yeah.
But from listening to Tooties podcast, I feel like Tamra's in a place where she can't continue in the toxicity of the threesome together as friends. I feel like she's going to film with them and all, but as far as being best friends, I don't see it. So they were on Jeff Lewis today and I couldn't finish it, but during the crossover, so they weren't all three on together. Jeff Lewis is a 2-hour show. The first hour was Shannon, and they weren't even in the studios. They were at a hotel in Orange County. So it's just Shannon with Jeff and Shane. And then the second hour was Tamara and Eddie came. Tamara and Eddie came early, and he says, oh, look, there's Tamara and Eddie. So I'm so curious. Are they all going to sit and talk together? And then they went to commercial break. We're going to say our hellos. And they came back from commercial break, finished with Shannon. Shannon leaves. Tamara comes in. There was no crossover.
Do we get to hear like, oh, hi, Tamara, or hi, Shannon? None of that. Okay, we didn't get to see it, hear hellos.
No, it was just Jeff saying, oh, they're here. Hey, guys, hi. And it kind of sounded like Shannon said a hi. But again, I wonder if they are saving all of it for the show. Which, good. Don't ruin anything for me. Don't ruin anything for me. Do you want to see them buddies again?
I mean, I'm not invested anymore. Like I like them together. I like them apart, whatever. The show needs to be a lot better than last season.
It got dark.
It really did. And so that's why I think it's good that they're going with the bubbles, the bubbly, like, silly, yay. But also, I did notice they plopped in Gina's storyline of her getting engaged. And, like,
Shannon said it wasn't on camera, just on radio today. She's like, the actual engagement wasn't on camera. I don't think she had seen the trailer because they asked her about her engagement. She's like, I don't think it was actually on camera. I was like, well, what was that then? Yeah. Is that like when Stassi and Bo got engaged in the cemetery, and that wasn't even the real engagement or something? I don't know.
Oh, really?
Maybe that's alleged. Maybe I'm wrong.
And then Gina says, she goes, I don't know if this can be forever, this will be forever, something. And I'm like, this is not something you want your man to see later. No. Even if you're saying, even if it's actually like, I thought it wasn't, but it is, or, you know, like whatever. Yeah. It's like, just be careful. Also, we get to see Heather and Heather's relationship with Heather's mom.
I love that, but it was random that mom got a lot of seconds in the trailer. Is she a friend of or what?
This must be a big storyline this year.
That's what I was wondering, because we really didn't see much of any other storyline. No, I mean, we saw Gina. I would imagine with Gina, it's that Travis's ex it's been a lot of legal issues and struggles. So maybe that's what she means. I can't do this forever. Oh. And then Emily saying like issues with Shane. Is it Tamara asked Emily, like, is it the end with Shane? And she goes, it might be. I was like, wait, what? She's exercising a lot.
She is. That it was really bad last season. I'm like still dated.
I think it's a lot of nostalgia. That's what I got. They're going to give us a lot of nostalgia this season, which is great. And then if they want to end OC, recast OC, because eventually you have to shut down these shows.
At least for a couple of years.
Yeah,
right?
And that's okay. But if it's got the ratings, then they don't. Yeah. That's the thing. I feel like those of us who are on social media heavily, we have a different perspective of these shows than people who casually watch it. Like Beverly Hills, people on social media, I mean, the criticism of that show.
Yes.
But then it's the highest rating. So clearly the people are watching it that are not, or they're just scared to say, I like it.
Oh, yeah. And that's the thing, too, is imagine how much we would miss Beverly Hills if they did have a pause season like Jersey had. You know what I mean? Yeah. Where we would be like, we miss Beverly Hills. We've never been able to miss it because it just keeps coming back and it just keeps boring us to death.
I'm going to sidebar tangent off to Beverly Hills real quick because they usually film in the summer. So I'm wondering who is going to be coming back. So, you know, there were rumors that Dorit's not going to be asked back. And I remember thinking, like, there's no way. She has a story. But she came in so hard with Erica and Kyle.
Yes.
Remember the season when Dorinda wasn't asked back? It was because she was coming in so hard with Tinsley. Like, I have that season playing when I work out right now. And she's really angry, and it's coming off very she was going through something to this day. We don't know what she was going through that season. We really don't. Mm-hmm. So I wonder, is this a similar situation, and does Kyle have that much leverage for the show that Dorit really is going to be on pause?
I mean, I feel bad because it's all Dorit has, and you know what? You finished Dorit's book. Can you tell us your overall feelings and thoughts about it?
I think the ghostwriter read her Wikipedia and watched Beverly Hills because there wasn't anything new. Like, even the little stories of childhood are the stories we heard on the show. Like how she snuck out with her dad's car and she got caught because there was chocolate smeared on the back seat from her friend's chocolate candy bar. Oh. Although in the book, she says it was white chocolate.
Groundbreaking. Because
God forbid you think it's poop. Oh. It was actual white chocolate, so there was no confusion, and no one can say that. There was stories about her family that we didn't know about her parents, how her mom was from originally Morocco, her dad, see, now I don't even remember.
That's okay.
It was like Israel, but then like lived in somewhere in South America for a while. So it kind of gave context to the fact that culture and languages and stuff, like her mom spoke Spanish, just so many things like that. Talked about having 2 engagements before PK, but didn't go into details at all. One, it was Italian. One was British, English. And then she met PK. Spoke amazingly of PK, of what an amazing man he was. Like, did not disparage him at all in the book.
Wow.
Goes into detail about the robbery And it was interesting because she kind of was trying to poke fingers at the showrunner of Beverly Hills for her being caught in the middle of it, because she was scheduled to come back from a wedding in London like a week later and then start filming. She gets a call the night of the wedding. We need you back immediately. In 2 days, you have to be back to film. She's like, but I'm not scheduled to. She comes back early. The night she comes back is when the robbery happened.
Yikes.
So I didn't say it's their fault, but I mean, you're saying that I was demanded and that's never happened before and it was a new showrunner. I was like, oh, that's an interesting throw that you put out there. So she didn't go into detail about that. But otherwise, like, Rinna's book had so many tidbits and nuggets. Even Carl's book was able to have little things about how filming works. Hers was more generic, talking about how, you know, when you say something to one friend, it then travels and gets bigger. So then it becomes a whole storyline.
Yeah, duh, lady.
Like, that's how she talked about filming reality TV. So, I mean, it's an easy read. There wasn't anything new.
What do you rate it out of 5? Because you always do a 3. Scale.
Yes,
okay.
I have my scale out of 5, whereas Rinna and Carl's book were 5 out of 5. I gave her a 3 because I was engaged, even though it wasn't new stories. I wasn't bored. You got to be a 2. If I'm bored and I'm zoning out while I'm reading, you get to 2. Okay. I don't think I've ever done a 1 or a 0, but 3 is like, it's fine. It wasn't amazing. Okay. And I usually, a solid book for me is a 4, so it is still not great. Most books I give 4s. So. I mean, I get it from your library if you're going to read it, or get that one free, like Amazon Music gives you 1 free book a month. Do it for that just to hear it.
And did she make it on the New York Times bestseller list?
She did. She made it to number 13 on the New York Times bestseller list.
Wow.
People really love or extremely dislike Dorit. Because in my reviews, you know, I do reviews all the time and I'll get like 1 or 2 likes. This one, the reviews, people were like, well, why'd you read it? Why'd you buy it? Why'd you even bother? Then I got a lot of, you're so mean. Why are you speaking negatively of her? Can't you support a woman? I did have some people in the comments that are like, she's just reviewing a book. Like, she doesn't. I was like, thank you. I wrote thank you to all those people. She's just reviewing a book. Like, don't go read it if you want to. Like, that's correct. I'm just reviewing a book, guys. That's all I'm doing. I don't like hate, dislike, anything like that.
Dorit. No, just kidding.
I'm like, it's not like Jack's.
I know. My gosh. That was so nice of you to read her book and
I bought it, guys. I bought it. I typically get everything from the library, but I bought this one because my library did not carry it and did not have plans to carry it.
Oh my gosh. And she did have, Jess, you got to say it, there is the Dagger of Death on the New York Times best-selling book list, and that's when they bought more books in bulk, right? And like,
so it's bookstores buy it because they're doing signings.
Okay,
so they buy them in bulk so that when they come in to do the signings, they can autograph them. So Sheena had it too.
Yes,
but oddly, Rinna did not have it.
No, and neither did Giggly Squad. Those girls were instant bestsellers because you could like
that I believe like
you could right like you could just buy it like as soon as it was like I was like I'm getting it. Yay.
That I believe, but Rinna surprises me because I guess she sold enough that does that mean they didn't get any bulk orders because she did a lot of signings.
Yeah, I wonder. I just
also
know like when she did a little bit.
She did
like
podcasts,
just a little bit. She
every
did, like,
podcast that existed.
Yeah, and I think she did like a few signings, not like a lot, but I didn't feel like Dorit did that many either.
She did about 6. There were like 6 on her tour. Sheena did a ton. Like Sheena basically did a podcast tour. Hers was that I believe it. But Sheena's was good and juicy.
Like in the world of literature, you tell me because you're more book expert, but the Dagger, it's not respected as much as like you know, like yes, you got on the list, but it's kind of like a little
you have an asterisk on your name, right? It's like you won that, but like I won at my school. I won Teacher of the Year, and I'll still like, teachers will still say like, yeah, but it's like people vote it. So it was they nominate people. Teachers had to nominate. So whoever had the most nominations or like the top 2 or top 3, and then the whole school has to vote. So it's like it doesn't really mean anything. It's just like a popularity contest. I was like, well, I guess I'm popular.
Well, you won, so yeah, exactly.
Exactly. Now, if I lost, I would say that though, right? I'd be like, well, it's not like it was you're a good teacher. People just like you, but you know, now I'm like, yeah.
Well, people like you. That's very important in life.
Exactly.
We got the reunion looks for the Real Housewives of Rhode Island this week, and we got 2 words for you. We got prom and we got pageant.
Yes, those are very I said Gretchen Rossi style.
Oh, Gretchen Rossi. Yes, excellent. The colorway, it's like a turquoise and aquamarine blue, which is fine, but it's not really a color that everyone is wearing all the time. And there's lots of jewels and everyone jewel
yeah.
tones. It's like everyone has their
Here it is.
own kind of, they've figured out how to make it look as prom-y or pageant-y on them, but different from the other person. It's very interesting.
Is that intentional, you think? Do they say? Because everyone always says, or housewives always say, they just tell you the color to use. Do you think they also said, but jazz it up?
I feel like
blue,
maybe
but
it was
jazzed up blue.
Right. They were probably like, it's aquamarine, like jewels or glitz or something, glitz or glam, because there's a lot of jewel. There's a lot of like glistening
sequins. So we have
yes.
Alicia has like big sequins.
Yes,
that's the word. Like big. The kind of looks mermaidy. Hers.
Yeah, and she said Mermaid Mama was on her social media. She posted it, and her hair is like
the hair,
and it's it's Mermaid Mama, and I'm like, okay, Alicia, okay.
So Rosie's is kind of, the hair is Mermaid Mama too. She has like flower petals stuck to kind of a sequin see-through look, but she loves the flower like an embellishment. Like reminds me of the flare from Office Space. Remember the more pins you have?
Yes.
With Rosie, her flare is the flowers.
Well, Rosie wants to dress up like a giant present in like all her confessionals, but like she's like a gift. Like she's wearing a giant bow. So I felt like this was a little understated from her, just because in her confessionals
she doesn't
looks insane.
True.
Right? I mean, but like, yeah. And then Ashley's is very
like,
hair.
We'll say Rosie's hair looks good.
Yes.
Okay, Ashley.
Hers is like bejeweled like all over.
That is pageant.
Yes.
That is a pageant or prom. Pageant or prom.
I think worst is Rula.
Let me get to Rula.
It's like a lot of fabric, some like, there's
I actually didn't think hers was as bad. Hers is very... Hers is very, I'm going to the ball. I'm going to a charity gala. But are we going to talk about what work Rula had done? Rula had some. Or is it just a lot of filler she got?
She's
been looking, even in her confessionals, she looks like either she just got a lot of filler in her, under her eyes and her cheeks. She's looking a little different, looking great.
Rula, okay, let me see her. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, I can see. You guys are going to have to go look to see her face. But
I think her dress fits her well. Maybe that's part of it. I don't really like the baby blue, Tiffany baby blue. But I think the fit of it and the cut, maybe if it were all, like it's strapless, but then kind of comes down long on one sleeve. I actually don't think hers is horrible if we're comparing pageant looks.
Her caption on her Instagram says, a little sparkle, a lot of strength, and enough stories to fill an entire season.
I feel so sad for her. I just, we don't even know her. Her husband is glaringly cheating in front of her. She's trying to hide it. She has health issues. And then like, you look like, okay, now you're going and getting work done. Like, are you like women who get a lot of work done when they have a man who's cheating on them? It's like, are you trying to, I hope it's for yourself and not because you're trying to keep your man.
Wait a second. I'm looking at her post now, and I'm not trying to be... It looks like to me she got a nose job.
Oh, Go
to her social media and look at like the third pinned, like the top pinned.
Yeah.
And then also like below that, it looks like this is a different person. And then there's a picture of her with a little baby.
Yeah, that's where it looks like fresh work. And that third
and that looks like a different nose.
Oh, yeah. That's it.
Right?
And so maybe she has a little swelling. I thought it was filler. Maybe it's a little, or maybe it is filler. You're right. That is a new nose.
Right. Okay. She's going to have a new face for the reunion, everyone.
Yeah.
Which, she looks great. I mean, I thought she looked great before, too.
I agree.
Who is your favorite? Who is your least favorite?
I got to go back to, so then we have, I think Kelsey's got that wet hair Kardashian kind of look. I think her, like compared to everyone else's, her outfit is fairly simple. The color is It's a little, it's a lot of color. Like
It
the
is. It's
blue
very,
is very
bright, a bright dark blue.
If that were a black dress, I feel like with that wet hair, I like it.
Yeah, my other friend really liked hers too.
What is your?
Oh gosh.
And let's look at Rosie.
I'm
not Rosie,
looking
sorry,
at
Joellen.
them right now. It's just no. Joellen's is too pageant-y. It's turquoise. It's lots of glitter. Oh, Rosie's is really bad now that I'm seeing it.
Okay, where's Liz? Liz has a very slim figure, but she wears a lot of baggy clothes. Have you noticed that? Like even this one, Liz's doesn't fit in with the rest because it's very Rachel Zoe Grecian. Yes. She does have the Rachel Zoe baggy look, not the same clothes or style, but it's very baggy.
Like that boho kind of like, and
boho gone wrong.
Yeah. Liz's looks perfect for her castle house. She looks like she's stepped out of a castle and ready to go to like the whatchamacallit, like the feast or something.
Yeah.
No Dolores, just noting that they did not invite her.
Dolores. Supposedly, and you listen to 2Ts too. Yeah. She is not happy that she wasn't invited to the
No.
Didn't she say so? I think I was listening to the podcast with who's the Miami Housewives of Miami girl, the attorney. I listened to
Anna
with Ace.
Kinkosas.
Anna Kinkosas said that Dolores had told her that she was done wrong on RHORI, but she wouldn't tell Anna who it was that did her wrong. And then she's having issues on New Jersey, is the rumors too. Like she's not getting along with. Someone said possibly Melissa. She's not getting along with.
Oh,
I was like Dolo.
That's interesting. Well, she hasn't said that this person was a prop. Well, she didn't say this is the person, but she has said on 2Ts that she felt like Rosie didn't want her there. Remember?
Yes, you're right.
And so
yes.
I'm like, I wonder if it was Rosie who was giving her.
Oh, it could be. And Rosie's like, "This is our show. We don't want you
here.
Yeah,
like we don't need you."
Which Rosie, like, be thankful for this. This is how the Valley works. The Valley Persian style works. Next Gen NYC works. You have to have a connector. Yeah. You're lucky that your show worked out without that connector. You wonder how much more Dolores filmed that they didn't show.
I know, exactly. And they did need Dolo because guess who's going to tune in and watch a bunch of people just because of her, just because she's on it, where like they didn't have her, that means probably more people wouldn't have even tuned in. It's like they want something familiar. We need something familiar. So that was Dolores. We barely got any Dolores. I
wonder if they cut her out some.
I feel like they did.
Because they probably felt like, well, we're not going to bring her back for another season. Like we can't afford this. We've got her on another show. It was funny that did you hear the episode of 2Ts where Tamara and Dolores were talking, and I maybe Teddy asked Dolores, "Are you coming back for season 2?" And Tamara's like, "They're not going to have you back for season 2." And Dolores was like, "Why not? Like I want to go back if I'm not doing anything this summer and New Jersey's done filming. Like I want to go back." And Tamara's like, "They're not going to have you on 2 Housewives show."
They would never.
Yeah.
Why would they have her? She thought they would have her back. No, girlie.
This is like maybe a month ago or so. I love listening to Tamara and Dolores on there because I don't know if they really don't get along or they're just themselves and they just tell it like it is.
Yeah, I think
have you noticed
they
that?
Just tell it like it is. I did notice that Teddy and Dolores have like conflicting views a bit. And I thought it was interesting when the three of them are on together. Yeah. And I'm like, oh, this is really interesting because each one of them has a completely different view of what it's like to be a housewife because Teddy has gotten so much crap from the audience. Like everyone hated her. So Teddy's experience is totally different. Then Tamara has had some really hard times with the audience because like everyone sees her as like the ultimate villain now, right? Yeah. And then Dolores has never had any blowback by the audience. No. And you know what? That's not good because that means eventually if you're on long enough, it's going to happen to you. So
she's kind of been like a friend of in a way. Yeah. Right? Like friend ofs usually aren't necessarily so villainous. And I could see that be as a role for her. So I'm curious actually on New Jersey, the new season with all these new people, because it kind of seems like they're younger too.
It does seem like that. Speaking of New Jersey, we got some really not good news that Melania has been arrested for assault. And apparently this happened on May 14th. And I don't know if we didn't get to find out about that because...
I would imagine Teresa's attorney, the one we saw on that show.
Oh, yes.
I feel like they have meetings daily to go over things. Allegedly.
Yes, allegedly, yeah. And then
and they clean that up. Because I was like, is there a mugshot out there? I mean, it's weird because is she over 21 or she's 19?
20.
She's 20, so she's not a child. She is an adult.
Yeah.
But I feel weird because we've known her since she was a child.
Yes,
to talk about it, it's awkward.
It is awkward.
I don't mean to be disrespectful, but...
No, and we're not going to talk about it a lot because we don't even know what really is going on. I think we'll see what's going on Jersey, but we did...
Will we though? Do you think that they're going to show it? She was in college in Miami. I wonder, is she still enrolled there? I know it's summertime and it happened May 14th. It came out like June 10th or something when it happened, but it happened a month ago. May 14th, finals typically end first week of May. So she could have come back to New Jersey. People have been saying, even before this news came out, I had been hearing people that her TikToks have been really off, like Bethany level off. She's very active on social media, very. So I guess you guys can go and look and see if you notice that in her TikToks. I looked at a couple and nothing different than the old
I looked
Melania
at a couple too, and I was like, I don't see anything, but I haven't been following, so I was like, I have randomly I will go to random people's TikTok, Instagram pages of the Bravo world, and it is a different Melania than she used to. It was this she has her stepbrother has autism, so she would do videos when she was in high school, going to the special ed classroom and hanging out with those kids. It was all very lovey-dovey, and now she's I don't know, barking at her dad. From that standpoint, it is a different Melania than that loving, caring side that we saw in her high school years. So I don't know, I hope the best for them. Me too.
You have two parents are incarcerated at separate times. These things are going to affect your children, not right away, later in life, you start getting independent. It's your dad's deported. These things are going to take a toll on you.
No, yeah, and those are the big life things that she had to deal with at such a young age. And are they in therapy? Because they probably need to be, just to that's a lot of stuff to work through.
Yeah. And
then we saw an article said that maybe one of the sisters had called the police.
Yeah, I think it was Reality Blurb.
Yes.
Real Housewives Zone was...
We're like,
you had sent me that from Reality Blurb. So you can go to Reality Blurb and see the article that she was getting... Maybe the word was aggressive. I don't want to use the wrong word in any way. But one of the sisters... And it was in the house with a bunch of people in the house. And one of the sisters wanted to get help. So the sister called for safety reasons.
Right.
So it's... I don't know that Teresa is guarded. So if she can hide it from the cameras, she will hide it from the cameras. Understandably, that's your child. You don't want them to show. But when you're on a reality show and it happens during the time of filming, maybe not on camera, it's kind of hard to hide it. How hard to hide it.
Yes.
Can't even speak right.
No, that's okay. Shall we share what was our favorite thing of the week?
You go first because I forgot mine. I remember. The thing I'm thinking about, mine is not a favorite. Okay, you want me to go?
Yes.
Okay. Remember this was my first season of watching Southern Hospitality, and I started it from the beginning. I'm like, okay, it's not bad. I'm going to get into it so we can talk about it on the podcast or on my Substack. And then as the season goes on, I'm like, oh, this Michael's kid, this Lake, you're like, Emmy.
Yeah.
These three are kind of... They're children. They act very young, but I make it through the season, and then I get to the reunion, and I'm like, oh, I can't watch this. They are so young. And I thought it was 3 parts. So I'm watching last night. I'm texting you. I'm watching. I'm doing my homework, because when I commit, and I will finish the season. Even I won't stop at mid-season. And then at the end, they cheers, and I'm like, it's over. I don't have another episode to watch. Southern Hospitality is over for the season. I am done. I am done.
That's how I feel about Summer House right now. Or I'm just It's like, I'm like, how many more videos can I make about Summer House? You know what I mean? Like, I feel like I've like really, like, I've really been there. I've really done it. And now I'm like, but I'm like, but people still want more, apparently.
So what, okay, if you're listening, tell us what you were liking right now. Message us, leave a comment. We want to know what you're watching. I'm finding when I make stuff about the Valley, that maybe is picking up. So are you guys watching the Valley? You want us talking about that more? Because Summer House, everyone is viewing, like all of your Summer House content is through the roof. Like everyone wants to hear about it.
Yes.
But I'm just curious if we're getting fatigued with it, because we have another episode next week. Surprise!
I know. The aftermath.
We're gonna have chit-chats.
Yeah. Like, oh gosh.
I was ready to be done.
But we're going to keep going.
We're going to keep going. Because the funny thing is even though I'm like, oh, another reunion, this is me watching. Like, oh,
I know. No,
what's going on?
I'm so excited too. Like, I'll be like, oh God, can it just end? But then like, I'm going to be sat for that. And I'm going to be really interested.
You know what it is? Saturday, so Tuesday, the episodes air. And then Wednesday, you watch it on Peacock. I rewatch on Peacock. And I'm all into it. By about Friday night, after we podcast and discuss it, I'm like, I am done with this damn show.
Yes.
I cannot get enough. I'm like struggling. And then Tuesday comes around. Oh, new episode.
I know.
I'm all into it.
Same here. And I did end up, I'm watching them twice because I watched it again this morning just so like I could like really remember everything they said. And like, so, and then I listened to so many podcasts about it too. So many like recap podcasts and people talking about it. I'm like, oh yeah.
Wait, give a shout out real quick. What is your best Summer House podcast that you, other than us?
I know. Other than ours. You know what? I do like listening to Ryan Bailey and Tom Hammett. Yeah. They talk about Summer House and I'm like, oh, it's so interesting. I also love Watch What Crappens. Like, it's so good. And then I like 2 Ts and I like Morally Corrupt. And I actually wanted to ask you, they never said Rachel Lindsay of Morally Corrupt. They just kept saying a different podcast when she was on Watch What Happens.
The Ringer?
The Ringer is something. Maybe.
Say it again.
I thought it was something about learning. I don't know.
Higher Learning is another podcast she has. So Morally Corrupt is the Bravo one. And I think Higher Learning is her more like legitimate.
God. Okay. I was
in
like,
the real world,
they're not mentioning her Bravo podcast.
Wait, and I think she has someone big with her on Higher Learning that she podcast with. Let me look really quick. Anyways,
that's really good about Summer House. So I guess they have like 4, you know, and I'm sure there's like a lot more too.
Van Lathan.
Oh.
So it must be like politics. Yeah. Not our stuff.
I'm like, oh, well, my thing I can't stop thinking about of the week was that Atlanta is so good right now. And it's fun to just watch and not have to like, with Summer House, there's so much going on online about it. And so with Atlanta, I just like watch it and enjoy it. And they're like, Drew sang the national anthem, but then like K. Michelle goes, but she's like, doesn't go for Drew. She goes for the family of like,
whoever was
who put it on. And so and then they go to like some restaurant after, but it ends up being such a weird group because it ends up being
like 3 of them.
Like everyone's like, I'll meet you there, and then it's Shamia, K. Michelle, and Drew. And so it was just so funny because K. Michelle leaves, but she leaves her purse.
She pulled a Dorit. She left her purse because Shamia's like, you're not leaving. I'm going to take your purse.
You're not leaving. And so, but the thing is, she's not, I'm like, I don't know why she has such a problem with Drew. Just from what we've seen on camera, Drew really hasn't like come for her, but it's just so interesting.
I think it's behind the scenes. I think Drew is the one that she is paranoid about, or maybe rightfully so. But I think Drew is. But that scene was good.
The scene was so good. She leaves, and then she's like leaving with Shamia's car, and then Shamia goes out there like.
Well, first the assistant comes in.
Yes,
and silently grabs the purse,
and then Shamia and Drew end up getting into it. Shamia leaves. She goes out to where, but K. Michelle's still there, and they're playing the national anthem, and they start singing to it. And I was like, oh my God, this show is so funny. It's so good. Like,
what a Dorit move. I'm taking the car and leaving.
I know. It was like, I would do something like that. Like, I'm just going to leave.
Quick question for you about Atlanta. Drew, my theory is that she was thinking of auditioning, but when she saw Shamia was also auditioning, she's like, I'm not auditioning. No, I'm at a higher level than Shamia in the acting world. Not happening.
I think it was something like that too, where she was like, no.
That's
or originally when she was like, yeah, send the stuff to my people, and then she never gave the info or whatever. I think she just was like, no, that like I don't want to do it.
But it seemed like it was a pretty legit
I thought
script.
so too. And
or
also,
a series or what. It's the girl from 3LW, but I don't want to. I think she has other stuff that she's done pretty big. But I'm like, the 3LW girl.
I also thought, I have to say, I thought Shamia did a good job in that audition. I was like, oh, Shamia can act, because I felt like I was like really impressed.
Okay, good. Your sister's an actress. You know acting. I'm like, Lifetime Channel amazing actor. So I thought she was great, but I'm like, I'm not the one to act.
I thought you were saying that too, because, well, you've seen some of these other people act on stuff, and it's like a little painful, and I didn't feel like that at all for her.
Yeah, she did good.
I have something exciting to share, and it is that Sierra is going to be on Love Island tonight. Yay. And yes, and it's not even her hosting like the After Sun, which is what she's doing with her co-host, and I can't remember the name of the co-host right now, but the two of them walk
there's a co-host?
Yeah, she has a co-host for After Sun.
Maybe someone more experienced.
I don't know, like someone that she knows. Sierra. But they walk in, and I'm like, oh my God, because this isn't the first look that they drop every day after one. They drop a first look so you can see what's going to come up on the episode. And I was like, oh, Sierra's in the villa, because this whole time I just thought she's going to be doing the After Sun, which is like not in the villa, and it's interviewing the people who get like kicked off, and they talk about the show and whatever. So she comes in, and she's going to be hosting like one of the like questions or the games, and one of the questions she asks is, would you hook up with your best friend's ex? I was
they're gonna capitalize on it.
Exactly.
Gonna capitalize
exactly.
On it,
and so I'm just so excited to see her, and then really excited to see her on After Sun too. And
that's tomorrow or Saturday night?
Yeah, that'll be Saturday night. And then it's actually finally getting kind of juicy, because we had our first vote as America. So 3 bombshells came in, and those are the people that come in to like steal your person. And we got to vote of who they are going to be coupled up with. So that means 3 couples are going to be like destroyed because we are stealing them to couple up with someone else. And there's 2 couples that are like really cute right now that I think most people really like. One of them will be fine. The other one, this guy just decided yesterday that he's like, I don't think she really likes me that much. I'm going to pull someone else for a chat. So now we're like mad at him. And then this other couple, the girl, her name is Melanie. She's just been like going through a lot, and she has been into this other guy kind of, but she also feels like the guy she's with is a cheater, so she doesn't trust him. So she's really let that get in the way of kind of their relationship, and now she's trying to kind of make sure that they stay together. But one of the bombshells and him really hit it off and have been kissing a lot. And so I voted for them to get together. And so it's just like one of those things where we get to find out like who is going to be coupled up with who. And it's just really exciting, because this is when it's like, oh my God, what? And America always does something kind of messy. And the Islanders are always really surprised by what America does. But we're just watching the conversations that, other Islanders aren't seeing. And so then what we choose, they're like, what? Yeah. How could they choose that? So it's going to be good.
So they don't understand the edit or what they're seeing.
No, exactly.
So they don't have social media there at all, right?
No, they have phones.
Ruins the game.
Yeah, they have phones. They're completely cut off from everything. They have phones that they can like take pictures of with each other.
Oh, okay.
And then they get a text and that'll tell them like things they have to do or whatever.
Oh.
But yeah, so I'll let you know about Sierra.
I was listening to Katie Janela's podcast with Jamie Rice.
Oh,
and
cool.
Katie was saying that her daughter tried out for Love Island. And because she's a big fan of Love Island, she's like, if her daughter made, she's like, I could not watch the show at all. But could you imagine like Bravo-celebrity kids on Love Island? That'd be weird, right?
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
I mean, like little Portia, and like we see them when they're little.
Gosh.
Like even Next Gen NYC, which I am so excited for it to come on. You know, Brooke Shields' daughter is one of the people on it.
She's joining, right?
I know. I saw Rachel Roy is going to be on it. I forgot her daughter's name, but I know Rachel Roy. It's the one who Charlie liked, Damon Dash's daughter, Ava Dash.
Eva, yeah.
Yes,
the one
Ava
who
Dash.
Kyle is rumored to be hanging out with.
And remember, I was watching a clip, was it the season finale of Summer House, the party? I could have sworn when they swooshed the camera by, it was Ava Dash at that party.
Yes. And
but no one ever said anything. So.
She was also at that vulture party, or it was some party.
Oh,
where they
yes,
were all
I think it was.
And Ava Dash was there too. So she's been seen with Kyle a little bit,
Yeah.
although maybe he's with Sally Carson now.
All roads lead back to Summer House. Yeah, remember I said the Sally Carson thing because now West and Kyle have shared two ladies because Mia admitted to getting with West. She's like, it wasn't romantic, but we did have sex. She said that in the reunion. That's the only thing I learned.
That you watching Southern Hospitality was enough just to hear that little nugget, that little tidbit.
And that was at BravoCon. And wasn't West seen making out with Sally at BravoCon?
Yeah, and also he hit on Ariana Bierman at BravoCon.
Yeah, I remember
and what's her name from Salt Lake City? Yes,
Bronwyn?
No, Brittany gave him her number on a panel.
Wait, so is that the woman in the fives from Watch What Happens Live?
No,
I am still convinced that he is such a pathological liar that he made up the story about Jen and told Sierra that story. So that's why Sierra was so comfortable. Like, yeah, go ahead and sue me. She didn't say that. Go ahead and sue me because she probably has a text message that she can scroll back to or something, some proof that even though it didn't happen for Jen, West, because Jen Fessler just this week recently came out saying how West profusely apologized to her. Well, why is West apologizing? Unless he was going around telling that story.
Because he was telling people that.
Yeah.
For sure. I think he told the whole cast that. Whether it's true or not, I still think it's true.
I agree. I agree. Yeah. No, I don't agree.
Yes, I got you on film saying you agree. Cut the podcast. It ends right there. I'm just going to edit it to end there. Whoop. She said she agreed.
You guys are gonna see a TikTok of this.
I'm gonna make it into like a button, and it's just gonna be like, I agree every time. I want you to agree with something that I want you to agree with.
Okay, but we can't cut it because we need to talk about our special listener, Naomi Burton. Yay! Naomi, you gave us our first review, 5 stars, and Naomi, you message us, we talk, we engage. I love it. So shout out to Naomi.
Yes.
Guys, leave us a review. If you leave us a review, we'll give us a shout out. Yes. A lot of you message us on Instagram, TikTok, and stuff. We love talking to you. So keep doing that. But also leave us a review. 5 stars, please, only.
Because we have 5 stars to discuss. And so that's what it, Yes, and thank you for being here. And yes, please review us. We would love that. And we love when you reach out. And we love your guys' hot takes too. So make sure you send those to us because we believe all of the hot takes. And we're usually right.
Yeah, very true.
Right? We will be back next week with the final, maybe the final episode of Summer House, the aftermath. We don't know if there's going to be another
aftermath.
Yeah. And then we'll continue, discussing in the city. And we do have Next Gen that's going to be starting soon. We have
the
Orange
24th,
County that's going to be starting soon. So a lot of new shows that are going to be starting too. So that's exciting. And we will see you then. Thanks for being here.
Bye.
Bye.